Top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Opposition leader levels fresh allegations against tourism minister. Minister mum on the allegations. Agriculture minister deems corruption allegations leveled against him as baseless. Parliament cannot dictate treaty interpretation. Chief Justice strikes down key extradition provisions in the MOHAMED's case. And female-owned CYBELE Energy expects to drill 160,000 barrels of oil daily from the S7 block. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, February 24 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what you need to know this evening. Opposition leader Extradition MOHAMED has publicly leveled a new set of corruption allegations against Tourism, Industry and Commerce Minister Susan Rodrigues, calling for a thorough investigation into her financial affairs as well as close relatives. You'll have more details in this report. Speaking from Plantation Great Diamond on the east bank of Demerara, opposition leader Extradition MOHAMED pointed to a recently constructed luxury apartment complex at Lot 792, which he claimed is valued in excess of $250 million. He alleged that the property is held in the name of the minister's brother, Ian Rodrigues, and asserted that the land was allocated during her tenure as junior minister within the housing ministry.
The minister, who once publicly stated that she began by selling chocolates sent by relatives abroad, now has yet another high-end apartment complex held in the name of her brother, Ian Rodrigues, of 71 Middle Road, West La Penitence, who is a taxi driver by profession.
The opposition leader further alleged that construction began in late 2022, during a period when several road contracts in the surrounding community were awarded by the ministry. He called on local and international authorities to examine what he described as a pattern of unexplained wealth.
Her expanding list of multi-billion-dollar assets demands her immediate resignation.
In addition to the Great Diamond property, MOHAMED referenced other assets he has previously highlighted, including a residence under construction in Peters Hall, another apartment complex at Providence, a home at Herstelling, multiple vehicles, and property reportedly owned in the United States. He also cited the formation of a Florida-registered company, which he said lists the minister and her spouse among its principals. MOHAMED questioned how a serving public official could legally accumulate such assets within a relatively short period and urged the Integrity Commission and other competent authorities to conduct a full review.
As leader of the opposition, I call on the local authorities to look into the questionable acquisition of all of these multi-million-dollar properties into Susan Rodrigues, her wife Denisha Bob, as well as her siblings Sean and Ian Rodrigues, as to how a public official could legally accumulate such wealth in such a short period of time.
President Irfan Ali has previously dismissed the opposition's criticisms as unfounded, stating that Minister Rodrigues has complied with statutory requirements by declaring her income and assets to the Integrity Commission, unlike members of the opposition who he says have faced scrutiny over their own disclosures. Minister Rodrigues has not publicly responded to the latest claims up to the time of this publication. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Meanwhile, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa has publicly denied corruption allegations made against him, saying they're outrightly baseless. Marvin Cato is on this story.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa, on a program at the weekend, frontally addressed corruption allegations leveled against him by leader of the opposition, Extradition MOHAMED.
First of all, I said those attacks are baseless, and I am open anytime for an investigation.
The minister said he does not engage in corruption and that there are small-minded persons who believe he does. He claimed that the individual making those allegations do not have anything positive to do, and they are just looking to put a stain on his character.
I always submit all my annual income and all my assets to the Integrity Commission. I have nothing to fear. All my assets I have owned have been earned honestly.
In the recent past, Mohamed and members of the We Invest in Nation political party have accused the Minister of Agriculture of allegedly siphoning off millions of dollars from a $2.1 billion payout earmarked for rice and fish farmers subsidy. Other allegations of multiple houses built from alleged corrupt dealings and luxury vehicles purchased through alleged corrupt means were also leveled against the Agriculture Minister, all of which he refuted as baseless.
People make allegations about my houses. I have proof to show that I took loan to build my house.
Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Our developing story this evening, Chief Justice Navindra Singh on Tuesday morning delivered a major ruling in the high-profile Mohamed extradition matter, striking down a key provision of the Fugitive Offenders Act while upholding the broader extradition framework. The court ruled that Section 83B of the Act is unconstitutional because it improperly directs courts on how to interpret foreign law and treaties in extradition cases. The Chief Justice held that Parliament cannot compel judges to read protections into treaties or foreign laws where none expressly exist, describing the provision as an intrusion into the judiciary's constitutional role. Section 83C was also declared unconstitutional after the court found that it unlawfully restricted applicants from seeking redress in Guyanese courts for alleged breaches connected to extradition arrangements. However, the court rejected broader constitutional challenges. It upheld Parliament's authority to amend extradition laws and ruled that Section 83A remains valid. The Chief Justice emphasized that while Parliament may legislate in the area, it cannot dictate how courts interpret treaties. Importantly, the court reaffirmed that the 1931 extradition treaty between the United States and Great Britain, which applies to Guyana, contains an implied safeguard against onward extradition to a third state. Relying on established precedent, the judge found no omission in the treaty requiring legislative correction. The remaining relief sought by the applicants was refused, and no order was made as to costs. The ruling preserves the existing extradition framework between Guyana and the United States, but removes the statutory provision that attempted to compel judicial interpretation. Essentially, the ruling does not stop the extradition proceedings. In fact, it removes one of the legal challenges raised to block or delay the process. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
Celebrate with us at Courts. We have what you need at the biggest season sale. Save with great deals and huge savings on select items store-wide. Get unbeatable values on TVs, new arrivals in furniture. Save on select bedroom sets, large appliances, free gifts, and much more. Shop now, pay later. Get huge savings this season. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offers end February 28th, 2026. Conditions apply.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Christian Rolf, establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC, Manripo, East Coast, and Marara, or call 220-9624, 629-4021, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Thanks for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. President Irfan Ali says a new major investment in science and education will help prepare Guyana's young people for future careers in innovation and technology. The initiative, backed by ExxonMobil Guyana, is expected to strengthen STEM education nationwide. Tiana Cole is on the story.
President Irfan Ali on Monday welcomed a $100 million STEM initiative launched by ExxonMobil Guyana, describing it as a transformative investment in Guyana's education system over the next decade. The head of state said the program will focus heavily on improving mathematics and science outcomes, particularly at the secondary level, by equipping teachers with stronger instructional tools.
One of the things that they're going to do is train our teachers so that we can produce incredible results in mathematics in the secondary schools. That is part of this program.
President Ali noted that a flagship national STEM center will be constructed on the campus of the University of Guyana, exposing children to a university environment from an early age and encouraging interest in science-based careers.
We want to elevate what STEM education is even for the younger children so that they can be in a campus setting from a very young age.
Meanwhile, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of ExxonMobil, Darren Woods, said the initiative is designed to position Guyana for the long-term national development by investing in STEM education at all levels.
STEM is the foundation for every modern society. These disciplines will help to power Guyana's success in the 21st century.
Woods announced that later this year, ExxonMobil will roll out a comprehensive secondary level mathematics and science teacher training program in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and the University of Guyana.
Additionally, we'll establish a nationwide network of student STEM centers, with the first starting in Georgetown at the University of Guyana.
He explained that the centers will provide hands-on learning opportunities for teens and young adults across the country, modeled after successful STEM programs in the United States.
Our goal is very simple: inspiring the next generation of Guyana's engineers and scientists by working with the students and the teachers who educate them. Over the next decade, the Guyana STEM Initiative will train thousands of educators and reach tens of thousands of students across the country.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You will hear now that President of the Women's Chamber of Commerce Industry Guyana, Josephine Tapp, has committed to advancing women in microenterprises through equitable access to market opportunities. Antonio Day interviewed the Chamber's president, and he reports now.
In her consecutive term as the president of the Women's Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Guyana, Josephine Tapp has emphasized the organization's steadfast commitment to advancing women in microenterprises.
We understand that it is currently, the level of opportunity in the market is not something that one person can take advantage of. And typically, we do also acknowledge that a lot of women in business do not have the same level of collateral as a lot of the more established companies.
During an interview with Nightly News, Tapp noted the Chamber's pivotal role in ensuring women entrepreneurs gain equitable access to market opportunities, regardless of the scale of their business collateral. She noted that microenterprises, often characterized by limited financial resources and small-scale operations, traditionally face significant barriers in accessing equal market opportunities available to larger businesses with greater collateral. Recognizing this disparity, the Chamber has dedicated efforts to leveling the playing field. By offering tailored support, advocacy, and capacity-building programs, the organization empowers women entrepreneurs to compete effectively in diverse markets.
Some of the feedback is that while there is a lot of opportunity, they don't always understand exactly how to access it. And I think that is a huge part of the role that the Chamber plays. We are connected, and therefore our members are connected. and we work as best as possible to share that information and ensure that everybody is well informed.
Through initiatives such as networking forums, training workshops, and facilitation of financial linkages, the Chamber equips women with the tools and confidence necessary to thrive. This inclusive approach not only fosters economic independence, but also promotes broader social and economic development. TAP reason. TAP noted that there are some misconceptions regarding how businesses can enter the oil and gas sector. To address this, her chamber is consistently supporting members who are interested in becoming part of that workforce.
It is a privilege. It's an honor and a privilege. I get to support women who poured into me and pass that on, pay that back onto the next generation. So it is an honor and privilege, and I think that there's a lot of work to do, and I'm glad to be here to do it.
TAP, who studied law, worked for several years at a tax firm, and eventually transitioned into the business consortium. I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Minister of Agriculture has indicated that his ministry will soon be launching an app that will track all agricultural-related data. Marvin Cato reports.
In another week from now, I will be launching an app where anyone can go on that app and get all the information on agriculture.
That was Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa speaking on the digitization of the agricultural sector. He informed that this new app, which will aid in the development and improvement in the agriculture sector, will have all services and information that could be accessed digitally. He said the information provided will give an idea of what soil is found where and what crops could be grown in the various administrative regions. The app is also expected to provide updated weather forecasts for farmers in order to bring about maximum benefits.
We are building a data center and a situation room. That data center, I am hoping by March, the President should commission that data center. And that data center would not be only for Guyana, but the entire Caribbean.
The minister reminded that in addition to the application being launched, a data farm is also being built to not only benefit Guyana's agricultural sector, but the entire Caribbean. The data center is 75% completed, according to the minister, and it will aid regional partners, assisting Caribbean member states to store their agricultural information in one place, and that information on any particular country's agricultural prospects could be accessed by investors. He said digitizing the sector aims to change the culture in agricultural production. Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day will tell us now that Ghanaian-based company CYBELE Energy is projecting a production target of 160,000 barrels of oil per day from the S7 block. This was revealed by the company's chief executive officer at the recently concluded Guyana Energy Conference.
The first firm well is targeted obviously between 12 to 18 months, again, subject to approvals and rig availability. Internal subsurface work indicates over 400 billion barrels of recoverable resource potential, and the development concept targeting about 160,000 barrels per day.
That was Beatrice Mensah-Toyi, Chief Executive Officer of CYBELE Energy, making this projection at the recently concluded Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo at the Marriott Hotel. Toyi said that CYBELE's energy target of 160,000 barrels of oil per day from the S7 block would potentially result in 400 million barrels of recoverable resources in the area. CYBELE Energy, a female-owned independent oil and gas company, made its initial entry into the Latin American and Caribbean energy market after being awarded Block S7 by Ghana's Ministry of Natural Resources in 2023. This block is situated approximately 50 kilometers from ExxonMobil's prolific Liza 1 and 2 fields, within an oil-rich fairway extending towards neighboring Suriname. Toyi expressed optimism about drilling the first well within the next 18 months, but explained that the progress depends on several factors.
We're going to commence pre-drilling technical work and well planning operations. And we're targeting our first well within the next 18 months. Hopefully, with all, of course, this would be subject to approvals as well as rig availability.
CYBELE Energy's operations are governed under Ghana's new fiscal regime, which features a 10% royalty rate, a 10% corporate tax, a reduced cost recovery ceiling, and an equitable 50-50 profit-sharing agreement between the government and contractors. In addition to its production goals, CYBELE Energy is actively collaborating with regulators and stakeholders to enhance environmental safeguards, reflecting a commitment to responsible resource development. This approach positions the company as a progressive player in Guyana's burgeoning offshore oil industry, combining ambitious production targets with sustainable operational practices. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
This is the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
This Saturday and Sunday, come down to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. We got everything to fix up your place. Recliners, TVs, refrigerators, chandeliers, kitchen appliances, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, toys, back-to-school bags, all under one roof at prices you can't beat. We open Saturday from 7:30 to 4 and Sunday from 9 to 4. And hear this, you getting 10% off store-wide every Sunday. So don't miss this opportunity to save big. Call 223-9896 or come down this weekend to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. Gafour's, the name you can trust. See you there.
Celebrate with us at Courts. We have what you need at the biggest season sale. Save with great deals and huge savings on select items store-wide. Get unbeatable values on TVs, new arrivals in furniture. Save on select bedroom sets, large appliances, free gifts, and much more. Shop now, pay later. Get huge savings this season, only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offers end February 28th, 2026. Conditions apply.
Thanks for staying with us here in the HGP Nightly News. Proceedings in the high-profile election fraud trial were disrupted on Tuesday after the court was unable to hear key testimony. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Day 54 of the high-profile election fraud trial being heard before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith Magaste in the Georgetown Magistrates Court was unable to proceed on Tuesday after a defense witness fell ill. Former Minister of Home Affairs Robson Ben, who was scheduled to testify, was unavailable due to illness. Despite a setback, the prosecution had 4 police witnesses present to give evidence in a voir dire in relation to former GCOM staff member Dennis Bob Cummins. However, our attorney UC Anderson had already informed the court since last Friday that he would be out of the jurisdiction and was scheduled to return on February 27, 2026. As a result, the witnesses were unable to give their testimony and the matter was adjourned to Wednesday. Several individuals remained before the court in connection with the March 2020 general and regional elections. Those charged include former Region 4 returning officer Clement Mingo, former Chief Election Officer Keith Lowenfield, and former Deputy Chief Election Officer Roxanne Myers. Also facing charges are former PNCR chairperson Valda Lawrence, PNCR activist Carol Smith Joseph, along with GCOM staff members Sheffrin Fabry, Enrique Lyvan, Mitchell Miller, and Dennis Bob Cummins. The charges stem from investigations into alleged attempts to manipulate the results of the March 2020 elections. In total, the accused face 19 conspiracy charges related to alleged electoral fraud. The prosecution has indicated that it intends to call approximately 73 witnesses as the trial continues. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Citrus punch, fruit punch, tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We no want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruit hope are the best. Quench any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia. It's a drink that's hype. It's citrus punch, fruit punch, tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Development is rising in Guyana, offering real direct benefits from the 2026 budget. Oil and gas revenues are now funding 32% of the national budget, injecting $495 billion Guyana dollars into the economy. This investment is creating new job opportunities, expanding infrastructure, and delivering modern technology services nationwide. Since oil production started offshore, oil and gas companies have been investing in the long-term development of Guyana. For more updates, visit www.oilnow.gy.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio D. Here's what you need to know as we turn attention to news coming out of the Caribbean. As United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio prepares to sit down with Caribbean leaders in St. Kitts and Nevis on Wednesday, one senior regional diplomat is making it clear this moment must be about recalibration, not confrontation. Antigua and Barbuda's ambassador to Washington, Ronald Sanders, says that Rubio's visit should be treated as quote-unquote consequential, an opportunity to deliberately renew and rebalance relations between the United States and the 50-member Caribbean community. And I quote, "The U.S. and the Caribbean community are not strangers. Testing first principles," Sanders wrote in his weekend column published by the Trinidad Express on Sunday. He continues, "Trade sustain us, security concerns connect us, migration links our families." But he warned that while the relationship has never been broken, it now requires careful recalibration amid mounting tensions over migration policy, regional security, and Washington's hardening posture towards Cuba and Venezuela. Rubio's talks in St. Kitts will address regional security, migration, drug trafficking, and economic resilience, reaffirming the U.S. commitment to stability and prosperity in the hemisphere. Still with news in the Caribbean, international relations expert Dr. Anthony Gonzalez asserts that the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is using the CARICOM meeting in St. Kitts and Nevis to put pressure Caribbean leaders for support against Cuba. Criminologist Dr. Darius Figueira echoed this sentiment, noting that the U.S. has become more aggressive in its tactics. And I quote, "We are seeing America using the big stick more and more. There is a regime that tends to feel that military force is what determines the outcomes, and they tend to threaten the use of force, as we see in Venezuela and as we see now in Cuba. This is a reversal of what has been going on for a number of years," he said. Gonzalez said earlier this month, Rubio at the Munich Security Conference in Germany spoke about colonialism, which Gonzalez found very strange as he was talking about American domination. "I do not know where we're going with all of this, but we have to be careful. We cannot be going back into colonialism," he said, adding that countries may eventually have to stand up to the United States. Gonzalez said that Trinidad and Tobago needs to be cautious in its approach. He said CARICOM countries would prefer to remain neutral rather than lend support to the United States, as Trinidad and Tobago has done. And finally, with international news. 6 in 10 Americans, including a significant slice of Republicans, think that President Donald Trump has become erratic as he ages, according to a new Reuters Ipsos poll. The 6-day poll concluded on Monday, the day before the 79-year-old president gave his annual State of the Union address to the Congress following a month of angry reprimands of lawmakers and judges. Overall, 61% of respondents in the poll said that they would describe Trump as having become erratic with age. Some 89% of Democrats, 30% of Republicans, and 64% of independents describe him in this way. The White House did not respond to requests for a comment. That has brought us to the end of Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Do have a great rest of your evening, and goodbye for now.
Delvin Neblett now joins us with HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblett with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, February 24, 2026. The Guyana National Rifle Association held their annual general meeting on Thursday, during which Brigadier Omar Khan was confirmed as president for the 2026 to 2030 term. The association also appointed its first female executive, Basmati Mohabir, as small bore vice captain. Lennox Brathwaite was elected as treasurer, replacing Hemad Narayan, who remains on the committee. Other members elected to the General Council for the 2026 to 2030 term include Enoch Gaskin, Mahendra Prasad, Ravindradad Budram, Andy Pompey, Brian Sampson, Lindsay Baird, Dylan Fields, Leo Ramalu, Gordon Richards, Sherwin Felician, and Peter Prasad. Moving into athletics, the Athletics Association of Guyana has partnered with the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport and D-Star USA to launch a 3-year elite program aimed at preparing athletes for the Olympic Games in 2028. The initiative will provide athletes and coaches with international level training, biomechanics analysis, scientific performance monitoring, structured nutrition plans, modern strength and conditioning programs, upgraded equipment, and international certification opportunities. It will also support athletes in building their personal brands through responsible social media management and monetization opportunities. Guyana's Caribbean Games athletes and coaches recently enjoyed a briefing on future opportunities as preparations for the program continues. Moving into football, action took place in the Georgetown Football Association's Senior Men's League with 2 fixtures at the Pleasance Community Center ground on Thursday. Match number 1 was a well-earned 4-2 victory for Ordis FC over North Stars FC as Joshua Williams, Terrence Ash, and Ishmael Glenn each produced goals in a winning effort. Match number 2 was also a 4-2 victory for the Motherland FC over Beacon FC on the back of goals from Shamar Adams, Carlos Agard, and Lonsdale George. Moving into cricket, action took place in the Demerara Cricket Board's 2026 Inter-Association Under 19 50 Overs Tournament, with Georgetown taking on East Coast at the LBI Community Center ground on Sunday. Batting first, Georgetown reached 300 for 5 of their allotment of 50 overs on the back of half-centuries from Kush Sigubin, Jonathan Mentor, and West Indies Under 19 wicketkeeper batter Shamar Apple. Arun Gaynor was the pick of the bowlers for East Coast, taking 2 for 38. When the East Coast Under 19s responded, they were bowled out for just 119 in 34.4 overs, as Riaz Latif was destructive for Georgetown, taking 7 for 21 in the 180-run victory. Junior Dindial top scored with 19 as Rivaldo Pereira picked up 2 for 12 in a winning effort. Finally, in cricket, action took place in the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup, with the West Indies taking on Zimbabwe at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai on Monday. Batting first after being sent in, the Windies amassed the mammoth 254 for 6 of their allotment of 20 overs. Player of the match Shimron Hetmar produced an outstanding 85 from 34, as Rothman Powell was also superb with 59 from 35. Blessing Muzarabani and Richard Ngrava each picked up 2 wickets for Zimbabwe. When Zimbabwe responded, they were bowled out for just 147 in 17.4 overs, as Gurkish Modi was destructive for the Windies, taking 4 for 28 in a winning effort. Brad Evans top scored with 43 as Akil Hussain picked up 3 wickets in the 107-run victory. The West Indies' next fixture in the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup will be against South Africa at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad on Thursday. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett, reminding you to stay in the game.
Opposition leader levels fresh allegations against Tourism Minister. Minister mum on the allegations. Agriculture Minister deems corruption allegations leveled against him as baseless. Parliament cannot dictate treaty interpretation. Chief Justice strikes down key extradition proceedings in the MOHAMED's case. And female-owned CYBELE Energy expects to drill 160,000 barrels of oil from the S7 block, says its CEO. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.